Welcome to History for Foos, Butch Escobar.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
He's right here. That's for all the people who are fans of Butch Escobar breathing. So to give you guys a little extra, I know you guys want to download it and make it into a ringtone. You can make anything a ringtone now, right? If you record it on your phone, it could be a ringtone.
You can make it a ringtone. I like that about this age.
I saw a movie once, bro. Speaking of movies, back in the day, there's two movies that are pretty good movies. They're like before the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is was Gene Hackman. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman.
R.I.P.
Died at 92. And bro, they had a will because you're rich. White people, when you're rich, you get a will. And then when you're broke, they just read out the bills.
Right.
And if you're lucky, you get the smallest bill, which will be the phone.
That's it. Yeah.
So if Gene Hackman would have died first, she would have been in charge of the estate of everything, right? And everything would have went to her.
His wife.
His wife. And she
Right.
would have, they had a couple of places that she was going to donate the money to, like a couple of, I don't know, maybe a rescue or something, right? Right?
Right.
That's if he would have died first and the kids would have not get anything.
Okay.
So she dies first.
Yeah.
She died first.
Did she die first? I have no idea what happened.
She died
to be honest
first.
with you.
She died first, and then he died afterwards. So that makes the will void and no whatever.
So that's how he died? Was she caring for him or something?
No, they were husband and wives.
Right, but how?
She died first. She died there was some chemical that she breathed, and she died.
And then she died, but then he died from separate causes.
Separate causes in the house later because he has Alzheimer's.
Oh.
So he probably forgot how to open a door or feed himself.
Oh, no.
But he died.
See, I didn't know anything.
And then
about
they
this.
had a dog inside one of those crates, and he died. And then the other two dogs that they had, they were coming in and out of the house. They lived.
Wow, dude.
So, but I'm just saying that the will was written for Gene Hackman to die first, and then giving it out to his wife, and then she was gonna do whatever with the money, right? And the kids were not involved. But now she died first. That makes that will null and void, bro. So the kids get to have money now.
So there's no inheritance.
Not for her, because there's no.
Oh.
Because it would have been for her, if she would have died second, of course they would have honored her wishes and give it to
her
whoever,
kids. Yeah.
No kids. Whoever she would have wanted, whoever
she would have wanted to go to.
Yeah, we don't know. But she ended up dying first.
And then.
So she Hackman outlived her.
Right. Wow. And then, so does that money go into probate?
No, it don't go to probate. It just goes back to Gene Hackman and whatever Gene Hackman had before that, which the kids do ended up getting. They're gonna get divvied up.
Wow, dude. I heard about that happening, but for some reason it sounded confusing because I was like, how did two people die and a dog in the same house with separate causes, and it's not funky. There's no foul play, but I guess that makes sense. Holy shit.
Yeah, so there's a movie with John Travolta. It's called Blowout.
Okay.
Right? And then there's a movie called with Gene Hackman. It's called Wire, I think.
I think I've heard of this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the blow up is what's his name? John Travolta. He works in movies. He works with sound, and he records sound.
Okay.
For movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in the movie, he records a blowout, a car. His tire blowing out, and then the car has an accident and dies, right?
Okay.
Right? So he recorded the sound.
Okay.
So he somehow he recorded the sound, but he also saw the accident. He was a witness to the accident.
Okay.
Right? So in the movie, bro, if you want to learn about film and putting sound together, this movie's so badass and like so good, and it's like, you know how some movies you watching and like, nah, bro, it's outdated.
Right. Yeah.
But in this one, well, anyways, in the movie, there's an amateur photographer there.
Okay.
And he took a bunch of clicks of the accident. Just happened to be there. Click, 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 right?
Yeah.
So anyways, long story short, what's his name? John Travolta puts his sound that he recorded to the guy's photograph. And now everybody wants to kill him, bro.
Why?
Because he has either anyways, I don't want to spoil who was in the car and all that, but
okay. But there's a reason why they wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's the movie with Gene Hackman? The Wire?
It's called The Wire.
The Conversation. It's called The Conversation.
Conversation.
Bro, that movie right there, The Conversation, is Gene Hackman and a bunch of people, and all these guys are private investigators, and they all meet up at a spy place, like a spy gadget place in the late 70s.
Okay.
And they're like it's all about wiretapping and this and that, bro. Harrison Ford is in the movie, a young Harrison Ford. He plays a bad guy.
Oh, wow. The Conversation.
But if you watch this movie, man, there's a scene where a young Joe Diaz is sitting next to Gene Hackman.
No way. What year is this movie?
77. Cocksucker, it was 1978. I started doing stand-up comedy. There was a comedian named Bubbles Brown. But there's a picture of Gene Hackman sitting down, and Gene Hackman sitting down in the movie The Conversation next to the Punchline Comedy Club. Okay, you know the Punchline
Is there any
Comedy
way you
Club.
can put that on the monitor?
We know where the Punchline Comedy Club is.
In San Francisco?
Yeah. You know how it's on top of those buildings?
Yeah.
You know, around the buildings, you know those buildings, right?
Yeah.
And one of the buildings has a metal bench to sit there
Okay.
in front of the building.
Yeah. I know
Gene
exactly what
Hackman
you're talking.
sits there.
In that movie?
Yeah.
Really? No shit. That's like a rare, that's like a...
Yeah, the whole movie shot in San Francisco, bro.
I love movies that are shot in San
Oh, yeah, you'll love it, bro. This movie should have been called starring Harrison Ford, Gene Hackman, Cindy Williams. You know her from Shirley, from Laverne and Shirley, in the movie. The Conversation. That's the trailer, bro.
Really?
Like the movie, and then you hear like whispering, The Conversation. So anyways, in that movie, The Conversation, bro, you learn so much about espionage and how to tap people, and then like they're following some politician in the beginning of the movie, bro, and you see, bro, how easy it is, even back then, to follow somebody and tape the conversation. I mean, like when they want to fucking tape a conversation, bro, and film you, it's pretty much like a whole movie set.
Okay.
Like they'll have somebody with Ray in a booth somewhere, bro, like hearing everything. Like he could be the taco man, bro, inside a taco truck, bro. Just one guy listening to the whole conversation, and a bum. There's a bum right there asking for change.
Right.
But there's a microphone under his wrist.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The whole movie's like that.
The whole movie's like that.
And then there's two guys speaking, but they're like going like this. The whole when they see them, when they close up, they're like this, like saying like the same thing like this. Red rum. And the guy's saying something, so it's not a conversation, but they're recording them when they pass by.
Wow. Is this okay? I heard there's a movie, or there's certain movies, or there's a universe of movies that. Did you ever see Enemy of the State with Will Smith?
Yeah.
That guy,
Gene Hackman's in it, right?
So yeah, he plays Brill, And Brill is supposed to be, I think maybe the guy from that movie or from one of those movies. Like he's supposed to be in the same universe as one of the spy movies he did before. I'm not even fucking with you. I've just heard this. This could be
What was his
could be
character
not.
name in that movie, Enemy of the State?
Brill.
Brill?
Yeah.
What's this guy's name? The other same name in the conversation? Because he's like, bro, he's in the conversation, bro. It gets so deep that you realize, okay, man. In the end, like he's so screwed, bro. That like
It was a film in 1974. But so his name could change though, you know what I mean? Because he's like trying to protect
watch
himself.
it now.
But I mean, I remember him from Enemy of the State, and that was like a great spy movie as well. That movie, like, I think it kind of those movies fuck with all of society. I think
There's another movie, bro. I don't know if Gene Hackman's in it, but I don't think he is. Harrison Ford. It's called Creepers or Leaner. I don't know. But it's about espionage too, bro.
Huh? Yeah, dude. Gene Hackman, fucking great. You know what, man? I didn't even think
Royal
about that.
Tenenbaums, bro.
Bro.
Have you seen Royal Tenenbaums?
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. Great movie, dude.
Bro, Royal Tenenbaums, that dad is like my dad, bro. Like he don't give a fuck,
like he
bro.
plays, is he playing
Like
the Jacques Cousteau character?
I don't know. Like this is Royal Tenenbaum when he plays Royale.
Oh, yeah.
The estranged dad. Him right there,
Yes.
Oh, that's when he gets kicked out of the birthday party.
Dude, he's so good.
His kids put up a little play, and they ask him right there, so what do you think about the play? I don't know, man. It's a bunch of kids running around in big costumes. But you think the story was the story? Did you like the story? What story? And then that little daughter gets all mad and leaves. Oh, yeah, honey, happy birthday.
Yes, I do remember that.
And then my favorite part is when his son has a nervous breakdown during a Wimbledon tennis match, and he takes off his shoes and his T-shirt and he just sits there. And then, like, not even, and the first thing he walks up to his son after years later, Bonner, what happened to you out there?
Right.
I mean,
that's all he says to him.
I had a lot going on that match, personally and personally and financially.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I remember I watched this movie when it first came out, but I
that's
haven't
when he
seen
takes
it
him around the city and they come back and the kid has blood on his forehead. And then Ben Stiller gets mad and goes, "Is that blood?" "Yeah, dog blood though." What's up, everyone? History for Fools, man. We're here with Butch Escobar, and this week we're going to talk about the game Monopoly and how much knowledge we can pack in 1 week.
Yeah, for real, dude. That's the thing.
Monopoly, what do you know about Monopoly, like, besides what you learned, but your personal experience?
My personal experience
of playing it
was a game that took too fucking long to play, and my sister always cheated so she could win, and I fucking hated it. Like,
she was the Trump of the game.
She was the Trump of the game, dude. And like, if she didn't get her way, she would flip the board like over, and like everything would spill out. And I just didn't get it. And I just vaguely remember, like, whenever it was chance or the treasure chest, what was community chest, it was like that meant something might be special. And then you got jerked around by like paying for parking or whatever, and then there was the jail was like cool. And then you got the money for free parking. We played with those rules. But yeah, it was like kind of good and bad. It wasn't like, there's a lot of stories around Monopoly, but I vaguely remember.
Did you guys follow when you guys play Monopoly? Because I'll tell you right now, man. Oh, man. We didn't follow the rules. And let me tell you, man, I was playing Scrabble with Lisa's family, bro, in London. Because there was a Scrabble on the table.
Nice.
And, man, I've never played with anyone who doesn't play by no rules, bro. And like everybody first of all had like too many fucking
Too many
things,
tiles.
too many tiles, and nobody was keeping score, and nobody was trying to strategize, bro. It was just like everybody taking turn making words.
Just willy nilly throwing it out there. Yeah, I mean,
And like like nobody was winning with points. There were no points involved.
did you play Scrabble a lot when you were younger?
No.
I never played Scrabble, but my ex-wife's family, they all played Scrabble since they were like little kids and shit.
We played Monopoly, bro, and like they gave us Monopoly when we were kids. I guess we got it at a place where they give you presents, like the church or somewhere.
Yes,
And they
always
gave us Monopoly,
Yep.
and we ate the hotels.
Yeah. I turned like I made. I remember I got a Monopoly gift at an A's thing that they had where they were giving out free gifts, and I got a Monopoly board and I was playing with the horse and the houses and made a little farm, and my dad got mad at me.
My brother, when we first opened up the Monopoly game, he got the little car and took off with it, and then we never found it again. Started playing with it. He was going,
yeah, that's right. That's what
everybody
I would do too.
wanted. Everybody, when we were playing kids, everybody. We first of all, we have to fight over who's gonna be first. That's the first fight. That's the second fight. The first fight was who's gonna be the fucking car, bro.
Right. Yes.
And nobody wanted to be the iron
or the shoe.
or the shoes. Shoes cool.
The shoe was like dirty and like messed up.
The little horse, right?
Yeah, and there's a horse. From us, it was a horse, a shoe, an iron, a car, and a thimble.
But you know that
that nice board.
Do you know that when the game was invented with the rules, you know, when Milton Bradley made a deal with it, what's the name of the guy?
With Charles Darrow.
Charles Darrow was a creator of Monopoly. He's the one that actually came up with the rules of the game Monopoly and made a deal with Parker Brothers. And Parker Brothers was on the verge of bankruptcy, and they were about to lose all their businesses. Nothing was going right. And here comes along this guy with a game Monopoly that he was playing with his game with his family, and he sold it to them. And those little, he's the one, I don't know if it was him, but those little, like the game pieces, like the car is, if you see, look at the car on the Monopoly game, it's a Ford. So that's supposed to represent the automotive business.
Right.
Yes. And then the iron, that's supposed to represent like the clothing, the fucking garment industry, you know, the industry, iron industry.
Right.
And of course the horse, you know.
Yeah, I think the horse was like some sort of championship at the time. I think it was supposed to represent the like
Seabiscuit.
Yeah, I was supposed to represent the horse races. All of them meant something. Like the thimble represented like darning clothes. Like the shoe represented the
garment district, bro.
Yeah, represented the garment district. The shoe represented the Depression. The battleship represented World War I.
Yes, right.
And then like I think that was like I can't remember. And then after that, they started changing them out and putting different things. But overall, the reason why they had like the thimble, all these little things was like, and they didn't, you don't find this out until later why, and we'll talk about it later. But when the game was early in its early stages and hadn't really been claimed yet, if me and you and Ray were stuck in the middle of the forest playing this, we would use whatever was in our pockets, like a penny.
Oh, that's right.
Or a thimble, or a coin or something. And they were called tokens. And then what you're looking at right there is the original Monopoly board that Charles Darrow claimed he invented.
Yes.
And that's the one that he sent over to Parker Brothers to look at. and Bill & Bradley and other companies before Parker Brothers actually chose to go with that.
When I was I'm pretty sure a lot of comics have done this, but I've done it. When I would do my ghetto rooms at Wild Coyotes in Montebello, I would do a joke out. Yeah, man, they're coming out with a ghetto monopoly now, man.
Okay.
And it's gonna be all the hood streets, man, like the cheap sections. It's gonna be Whittier Boulevard.
That's kind of
Then the best sections is gonna be Montebello, Beverly.
Right, but you know what's funny though is
It's a Chicano one, eh?
Bro, you're actually accurate, bro.
And then and if you don't, and there's no you don't, if you land, you don't go back to jail, man. You get deported and shit. And like if you open up an orange card, you're fucked, man.
Jail is Mexico.
He goes, they just found out, man, that you stole somebody's identity. Go back to Mexico.
Jail is Mexico.
Oh shit! They found
you're either just visiting or you get sent back.
They just found out you're Salvadorian. You go back to El Salvador, bro.
Oh my god!
Because the reason they have community chest, and we'll get back to that community chest. Why there's community chest on the board, and Butch will talk about that later.
Oh yeah.
But what happened was, just say for example, that Ray, Butch, me, Lisa, Shally, Be Real, E-Zone, and Xavier.
Nice.
We all live in the same street.
That's a good group,
We all live in the same streets. We're regular Joes. Like we all work in the automotive business, you know.
Right.
We all work. We all know that we work in the same place. We all go in different cars because back then they were encouraging America to waste gas, not carpool. So we will all leave together.
Right.
So now times are bad. Ray might be losing his house. Felipe Esparza might be losing his house. So the community in that street, which is us and our other neighbors of that street, will put our money together. We'll just say that they need $500 to keep their home this month. So all of us, which is 10 of us, will put $50 each.
Right.
And that's $500 to save his house. And that right there was a community chest.
Ah, okay.
And then that person will benefit from the $500. He keeps his home. Then next week, oh shit, there's another problem. Felipe's daughter broke her leg. She might need a cast. She might need $500. So so we do the $50 again, bro. So everybody gets $500. And in Spanish, it's called la condina. In English, it's called a community chest.
No way. Okay.
So that's how the neighbor will try to keep their neighbors tight.
Right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah. I have friends that have that at work, at other jobs I used to have, where you like, if you want, you throw in on them.
Yeah.
And then if you have, and then every 1 month, or every so often you get all the money from that thing. And then also there's money put aside for like emergencies or something like that. Yeah, that's interesting.
I should bring that game up, bro. Write my own get on Monopoly, bro. You open a chance card. Oh man, your older brother's t-shirt business failed. You owe $500.
Donald Trump becomes president. You get evicted.
He goes, oh shit. What happened? Oh man, they found out you were pro Palestine with a green card deported.
Dog. Oh my god, bro! Too real. That is fucking hilarious, dude.
That's
you get back. What is that guy from though? He's not. Oh wait, yeah, you get deported back to Palestine. Yeah, I could dig that, dude. Like a East LA monopoly.
Yeah, bro. You land on Soto Street, bro. You land on South Central. You just landed on 107th and Avalon. You want to buy the Korean supermarket or not? Which is Monopoly, man. I know a lot of people. Let's talk about business and why there's a Korean back. I don't know if they're still around, but when I was a little kid, there was a Korean supermarket in every bad neighborhood. Oh, here's a story about that. A long time ago, Korean Americans came here, and they would save up all their money, bro. My dad would say, "Of course they could save up their money to eat rice all day." And then my dad just and I would look at my dad when he would say that. She would eat beans all day. We're still broke.
Eat rice all day.
I could save up money too and shit.
Oh man, that's hilarious, dude. That is so fucking funny, dude. Like,
So
imagine just eating rice all day.
Korean Americans, Chinese Americans, they would try to get loans at banks, bro, to open up a supermarket in their neighborhood. And Koreans were living in the middle class neighborhoods now, where white people live, and they still go, hell no. You're gonna open
You're not gonna open up one here.
You're gonna open here in fucking Glendale, motherfucker, right?
We have a pavilion.
But if you want to open one up in Atwater, I got you.
Yeah, straight up, dude.
You want to open up in Avalon, Crenshaw. So yeah, bro. Black people were not getting loans from banks to open up stores in their own neighborhood.
Right.
In their own neighborhood.
Right.
But when Asian Americans came in and said, listen, man, I want to get a loan to open up where at? Well, I want to open up a liquor store all up on Beverly Boulevard and 3rd and 4th Street in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, sure.
Okay, that's a fine place. That's a great place for a liquor store.
Yeah, it's a great place for a liquor store and a check cashing place.
Right. Yeah, no problem.
So that's how
it.
Koreans, bro, ended up getting
put up the shittiest sign too.
Sweet spots.
Yeah.
They were given loans that black people were denied.
Bro, that is fucking crazy.
To
this day, it's like that. To this day, it's
you're playing my ghetto. If you're playing my Chicano Napoli game, you get a chance card and it says, "Oh man, your liquor store was given to a Korean guy." Even though you bought it from a Jewish guy that used to own it. But the liquor store where I lived, it was owned by Koreans, but the previous owners was a Jewish guy.
Is that liquor store still there?
Fuck no, bro. He didn't just own the fucking liquor store. He owned the whole building.
Okay.
And he owned another house. So anyway, that's monopoly.
That's how it works in real fucking life.
In 1970-something, a guy came up with another game. What's it called?
Anti-monopoly.
Boom.
And that was created. Where did I put those notes on anti-monopoly?
Anti-monopoly game came around, and this game is like opposite of Monopoly. Like if it had it's the real estate trading game for the 21st century, ready for an update of Monopoly folk game invented. Because the original Monopoly game was invented by, and it says right here, and you don't see it in this one over here, it was invented by Elizabeth Magie 100 years ago. It's a twist right out of today's headline. Free market competitors clash with ruthless monopolies. In the real business, this is what it says. Read what it says in the back.
Okay.
The second paragraph.
In the real business world, competitors and monopolists work hard to make money, but they go about it in different ways. Competitors sell their goods at the market price to make a profit. Monopolists, on the other hand, prefer to wipe out their competitors so they can fix prices above competitive levels and make excessive profits. Other real estate trading games jumble competition monopolies together. In anti-monopoly, however, players are divided into competitors and monopolists before the game starts. The two types of players then follow different rules in their quest for big money. This method of play is a revolutionary idea for games. In all other games, player followers follow one set of rules. It is the idea of movement and choice which allows anti-monopoly to be the first and only game in history which clearly distinguishes between the actions of competitors and monopolists. So they said, and this is like basically to teach us how like we're getting fucked every day. The guy that invented this is Ralph Asbach, and
we should take it with us to Kansas City and learn how to play it.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
It was invented in 1973 by Ralph Asbach, who was a professor at San Francisco State University, who lived in Berkeley, by the way, and he was like noting that the game of Monopoly was like, oh, this like, it was cool, it was a fun game, but it was kind of like an evil game, you know, in a way. It taught you that, like, you know, to like fuck your friends over, and in a way, Monopoly did teach us how business works as well. But anti-monopoly, from what I was reading right there and what we read in the book,
Maggie, huh?
That's Magie.
Magie.
Yeah, that's Lizzie Magie, and that's the original inventor right there. So we talked about the Charles Darrow, who claimed to be the inventor. The real inventor is this lady right here that we just saw with the bushy eyebrows.
Show the game,
Lizzie Magie, and then pan back over to Felipe.
I'll put it right here. This is the original game right here that she invented.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
This is. So when anti-monopoly game was sued by Monopoly, anti-monopoly, he lost so much money over and over and over trying to get these guys.
Yeah.
And then eventually he won the case because they found out this old ass game.
Yeah, so he lost the first case, appealed because Monopoly was trying to sue him for anti-monopoly, saying you're taking our name, and he couldn't fight them because they were huge and had all this, you know, money. And what he did was he went and found out that actually they didn't invent Monopoly either. Found out that Lizzie Magie created the Landlord's game, and then she actually copyrighted and protected it, and kept up the copyright. She kept paying for the rights to it, and but also let people play the game. Like at the same time, there were people like painting their own version of her game, and the game evolved. That was the thing, and the Quakers had a big hand in it because like. So Lizzie Magie created the real estate game. Let's back up a minute here because Lizzie Magie created the real estate game because she was a big fan of the Henry George movement, who was a guy that wanted to he created the what is it called, the single tax movement, and that meant like we could never be taxed as Americans for anything, for our food, for our way of life, for our gas. The only people that could be taxed were landowners because the belief was that land should be a resource and not a thing that we owned. And so she was a big fan of that. And so she invented this game to show people how the Single Tax Act would work and benefit human beings. But as they moved along, like the people adapted this game, but mostly the Quakers, because the Quakers were like this real. I mean, I'm talking like early 1900s. They were this real like advanced or like very progressive like Christian group that didn't believe in like priests, and they didn't practice violence, and they were like, you know, whatever you believe in that makes you like happy, then believe in that. And they were kind of like this really progressive group of people, and so they believed that land was communal, so they also agreed with it. And so this went around in this game, the Landlord's game went around Quaker circles, and they played it, and then the game evolved. Like there's these two guys called the Toon Brothers, Thune, and they brought these little houses from the Ukraine, and that's kind of where the little houses came from. And like, so there was all these little additions that people made. And, you know, she kind of made this game and invented it and she copyrighted it, but she let people augment it. And for the next 30 years, this game became augmented. Now, one day,
They're playing at Harvard, huh?
they're playing it at Harvard. And that's where the game started to really evolve into something because they were playing tournaments of that shit. And this one guy left Harvard and was hanging out with his old friend, Charles Darrow. And he was like, you got to check this game out that we were playing in my college. And then so he shows Charles Darrow the game. Charles Darrow plays it with him over and over
They
again.
write the rules, huh?
And he goes, can you write the rules for me?
She didn't write the rules, huh?
No, because nobody wrote the rules, dude. There was no written rules. That was the whole thing. And that was like Charles Darrow's whole hook was like, well, I'm the one who wrote the rules for this. But he didn't even write the rules for that. And so that's what we find out from anti-monopoly here is that when they go to sue this guy does all the research. This guy, Ralph Asbach, does all the research. And he finds out that,
He also found out, and then how they got Monopoly. This is the clincher of the Monopoly game. Maggie had misspelled one of the words on the original
that's
one.
right.
Booyah!
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how they kind of
She
broke the
misspelled
case.
Boulevard, I think.
It was Marvin Gardens, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Marvin Gardens. Because it was spelled with an E, and then hers was with an I, or hers was with an E, or something like that. I can't remember, but there was some kind of switch over that, like, I helped her identify. But she also wrote the patent for it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when Parker Brothers went to go, they went to go patent Monopoly through Charles Darrow, they found her patent. And this is the thing that Parker Brothers did that was fucking evil. And this is how it's crazy that it's ironic that the game was called Monopoly, and we're actually talking about a real Monopoly here. So they go to her and they go, "Hey, we want to buy that patent off of you for that game." And she was like, "Fuck yeah, you can have it." And then they're like, "We're gonna print the game for you." And like, so she's like, "As long as you print the game, you can have it." And so they print the real estate game, or the Landlord's game, and they print about 10,000 copies, and they know that it's going to tank. They know the game's not going to do well. So they print like 10,000 copies, they distribute it to places that nobody ever buys board games, and then they attach the patent to the Monopoly game, and they market that. Meanwhile, she's waiting for this game to pop. It doesn't pop. They buy back all the games that nobody wanted, and then they burn all of them. And then she finds out that fucking she's gotten fucked over by Monopoly. And you know how much she got for the whole thing?
$500.
$500, bro. Can you fucking believe that? This woman made a game that changed America, changed the way that we lived. Every kid to this day plays Monopoly, right?
Yeah, she also, Maggie, she grew up during the Gilded era,
Right.
where all these tycoons like J.P. Morgan, all these guys were around, like when in the time when there was pretty much no middle class,
Like the Carnegies and
Yeah.
when there was no middle class, America was very, very divided as far as financial wise. You either had really poor or really rich people, like the Carnegies, J.P. Morgan. Who else, man, was like, we know all, we've talked about them before, but like that was the Gilded era when everything was like all like fancy buildings were elaborate and everything was gorgeous.
And also the what happened was Charles, the guy who actually got the Monopoly.
Yeah, Charles Darrow.
He has never even been to Atlantic City.
No.
And then the whole board is based in Atlantic City, which was Maggie was around that era.
Well, that was the thing is that
Nucky Thompson.
So everybody had whatever city you lived in or whatever area you lived in, your made up
Like get up in this.
landlord board was based off of the cities around you. And they started to call it Monopoly because in the game of Landlord, when you get a group of cards, it's called a Monopoly. So they started to call it, that Monopoly game. But the reason why we see what it is today, the original is Atlantic City territories, is because the Quakers were the first people to settle in fucking Atlantic City. and they're the first ones to own hotels. They were kind of like the Jewish people of Atlantic City, where they own hotels, they own properties, and they were divided because Atlantic City was also during its biggest blow up was during the fucking Prohibition era, and people would go there. They would ride. That's where the railroads come from.
Yeah,
because
the railroad.
They would take the trains from New York.
Yeah,
to,
Penn State.
yes, exactly. And so they would take those trains to go drink and get fucked up and fuck around, and so like half the Quakers were like, we want a debauchery system, we don't mind the debauchery and we don't mind the alcohol, and then the other half of the Quakers were like, we want this to just be a clean cut place.
That's why in the game, like the first streets you see, those were the streets that they let black people live at.
The brown ones.
The brown ones.
Yeah.
The brown ones are where all the black people lived. That's why, man, if you play this game and you buy a hotel right next to the go sign, you're gonna make money because you're pretty much opening up a whorehouse right there. Like you just passed go, but you fucking landed on my fucking.
You're talking about Baltic and Mediterranean.
You just fucking landed. You just passed go and landed on Baltic, and I have a hotel with my $250.
You want to know something that I found out through this game? So I started playing the game. Like
I started playing it too because you told me about it on the.
Isn't it it's kind of addicting,
bro?
right?
I've been sent to jail in that game so many times. I feel like it's fixed.
So I play the bots instead.
Me too.
Because the humans they take way too long. But you know what I found out through reading the book also, and then paying attention, and I think I watched a bunch of different videos. So the poorer neighborhoods are the ones. This one guy has a theory that the poorer neighborhoods are the best ones to get. That whole bottom line.
Yeah, I read about that.
The light blue and the
they
brown.
They land there a lot.
Yeah, because you land there a lot. And at first, when you first buy houses, it's only $6 rent, and it goes up to like $5 or $10 rent. I mean, $8 or $10. But when you throw down hotels, it's $350 and $400 for each one, and people land on and that's just on the brown ones, and then the blue ones are even more. And so, like, the frequency that you land on those makes you more money than if you owned
Broadway and
Boardwalk and Park Place.
Nothing, huh? Nobody lands there.
If people land on it, you get big paydays, but it's very rare people are gonna land on it. And so this guy's theory was that the idea is to like buy all the poor properties and you make the best money, which that's what fucking slumlords do. Like Donald Trump's dad.
But basically, that's how you win in the game, though, because if you play Monopoly and you buy a Baltic and you buy the orange ones, they're gonna land there a lot. The green ones, right. Morgan, not so much, but Marvin, not so much.
The red ones above are like Illinois Avenue and like.
And let me tell you, bro, when I went to Atlantic City, you were with me.
No, I did not go to that one with you. I would have but yeah, now that I know all this, I'd be so interested.
No, with what's his name, the homie, the guy hosted. The guy from Pennsylvania went to host. Brian Figueroa.
Yes, Brian. Okay,
that was Atlantic City.
Yeah, that was Atlantic City.
But then we drove. Remember, we were blazed.
I was in Chicago. I was with you guys in Philadelphia when we were driving around with Fig.
You didn't go to Atlantic City?
I didn't go to Atlantic City with you guys.
I thought you did that show with us in Atlantic City.
No.
Where he hosted.
No. I would remember that because I was already interested in Atlantic
so
City.
we went to the cheap streets, right? And let me tell you, bro, it looks shitty still. Go to Baltic Avenue in fucking Atlantic City right now. And that's the same, bro. It's like a bad.
Is it still a bad?
Yeah.
Like, Baltic Avenue is still like kind of a shitty neighborhood.
Bro, on the landowners game, did you see right here? Like it has like where like it's weird. Like in on Monopoly on free space, it's called free parking. Like they already way to make you tell like, oh, you gotta pay for parking here, right? But on the landowners game, it's called it's where you at? It's Central Park free.
Right.
So you land on a park and it's free.
Right, because you could sleep in the park.
But sometimes also, man, right above it, if you land, you get the chance car, they send you to the poorhouse.
Right, which is supposed to be jail.
And then there's on the jail one, You could be sent to jail, or if you land on it, you pay $10 for shelter.
Yes, that's right.
But there's one right here, man, that I think in the landowners, like if you buy a hotel or you buy something, it's for the better of the city, you know. Like you have to provide a college, free college. That's how it is. I don't know if the law still is there, but I know that back in the day in New York, like if you bought a building or you bought land, you have to provide a park too.
Yes, and that was like part of like owning a big piece of property.
Yeah,
and you had to beautify it and stuff like that. The free parking though comes for Monopoly itself was because during Prohibition era, if you drove your car, which was a rare thing, to Atlantic City, they would advertise for free parking. Like that was a big deal because like you had to pay for parking. So like a lot of this stuff is like
they mentioned that they reference a lot Boardwalk Empire in that the gangster in that
that's what I see. I never
Nucky Thompson.
I have not seen Boardwalk Empire yet.
I watched it.
And did it have a like? Were you when you were watching that? Were you like, oh, that makes sense with Monopoly?
Yeah, Nucky Thompson's a white gangster, bro, who started off as a cop and then moved his way up to own the city, bro, and like tax the gangsters.
Dude, okay, that's the thing is I never thought about that as a kid playing this game. I never
There it is. Boardwalk
I didn't
Empire.
realize actually up until we started. I'll be honest with you, bro. I didn't realize until we started doing the research on this game that this was all Atlantic City neighborhoods. And
Yeah, they're all Atlantic City neighborhoods.
and that's what triggered it because you sent me a video that showed like the meaning of the neighborhoods, and you're like, well, should we do this subject? And I didn't even know. I thought we were just going to do the history of the neighborhoods and what they meant. You know, like I had no idea that this research would take us to this turn where this is a stolen game. Like this thing is like so impactful on our society, right? And we talk about it all. Like, dude, I mean, how many times are you like, you know, when you're just talking to someone, you're like, go to jail, don't even pass go. It's like part of our vernacular. Like it's part of our speech when we, you know, when we talk about stuff.
Have you ever played that game, the game of life?
Yeah, I love that game.
That one more close to landowners, huh?
I think so,
'Cause
dude.
you have to like go to college or you might take the high road.
Yeah, and that was what I was gonna
There's
say.
consequences on that game.
So I was gonna say this as well, and I was gonna ask what you thought because, like,
You have a piece of the game of life up there? Can you find it? Game of life.
So when we were reading all this stuff, you know, the book that we were reading, it's called Monopolis.
Monopolist.
It makes you feel like they did, like they directly stole this game from this lady, which they kind of did, but
there was a time where you could actually do that because women didn't have rights. Women didn't couldn't open checking accounts and saving accounts until 1974.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if you had a good idea and your man was intelligent, he probably could just say it was his idea.
Apparently, life's stolen from a old Chinese game.
Called Rife.
But yeah, I felt like her game kind of evolved out of her hands as well. Because
I think the game is still evolving, bro, but there should be a new game out there, right?
It's still evolving. There should be a new game. Dude, that's the thing is I remember Purple being in the game. Do you remember Purple being in the game?
Nah, bro, I think that you got hit over the head.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
There is Purple, bro. It's Baltic, no?
Brown is dark purple. I just looked it up right now. Brown is dark purple, and it used to be Old Kent and Whitechapel Road, and it's Mediterranean Avenue and Baltic now. Light blue is Oriental, Vermont, and Connecticut. Pink is St. Charles States Avenue, Virginia Avenue. Orange is St. James, Tennessee, New York. Red,
unwrap this one.
Kentucky. Oh, you're gonna unwrap that one, huh?
Yeah, might as well.
Ventnor Avenue, Marvin Gardens.
We're going to unwrap the Monopoly South Park just to see the board pieces. Just to see the board. And you tell me what's the good neighborhoods on it.
Okay. I love this. I'm so interested to see this.
It came with all the little game pieces, and they're all South Park characters. Look.
Let me see that.
You better stop it.
Oh, dude, this is dope. There's like a Cartman. We have to play this. We should play this. There's like a little metal Cartman and like
Bro, look at this chance card right here in the back, bro. Look what they got. Just read it out loud to everybody the way it is. We'll read it to everybody.
Okay. Your new Faith Plus One album goes myrrh. Shout out to Larry Bells. Myrrh.
And then, but look at what you gotta pay.
Collect $200. Nice. Cheesy poofs. Hold on, I want to show. I want to go up to the camera and show this. Look at these pieces. Check out these. Oh, you can't.
You can't, huh?
No, it's all good though.
But he could look them up.
You can see right there. Go back to switch over to me.
There you go. Hell yeah. Let me see. Let me see the board.
Here. Oh. Yeah, read the properties, dude. The properties look pretty interesting.
Let me see the. I guess snacky s'mores.
These are dope. Dude, they got Kenny in here. Kyle. I think is that Butters?
Yeah.
That's Butters. Oh, this is great, dude. Yeah, we should play this in Kansas City.
Bro, the brown neighborhood is Kenny's house at
It's Kenny's house.
and the other one is Hanky's house. You know, Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky's house. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Hanky's house, dude. I love it. And then the middle is the cheesy poof. Oh, so Chance is cheesy poof.
Yeah.
And then go back to where the plane is. 737 is the
Game piece?
here you go. Snacky S'mores, Bijou Cinema, Photo Dojo, Community Center. Dude, I love these, dude. Mephisto's, Genetic. This is great, dude. City Hall, helicopter. Dude, this is great. We gotta play this. And then free parking is just free parking.
They should have one where it's called they should have one that's called American Me Monopoly. And then like when you get to a part when they say your dad didn't take the deal, Holmes, and he didn't, and also he don't like you. And everybody in the game starts stabbing you with plastic toothbrushes.
I was waiting for you to bring that out. This fool's walking around. Go back to Felipe, dude. This fool's walking around with a shank, with a fucking toothbrush grounded down into a shank.
I just keep it right here, bro, and you know.
Just in case, bro. Just in case
Fool
shit
try to
goes
test
down.
me, bro. Fool try to test me on the subway. I'll be like, yeah, dog, it's cool, man.
Hold on, I'm brushing my teeth real quick.
Sometimes, you know, I'm a vampire slayer, bro.
Can I see that real quick, dude? Jesus. Bro, this is standard. It's almost scary how you knew how to do this. You melted it down, too.
Yeah, I did, bro.
You fucking melted it down. What did you use, a Bic lighter? This thing,
Bic lighter.
bro, this will fuck someone up, dude.
Yeah, bro, you gotta get it right in the perfect throat right here. Under the armpits, on the side of the leg, and yank. Or put it on their neck and break it in there, bro.
Anybody watching that's been locked up, grade this. Grade this fucking... This... Here, let me put it up to the camera real quick.
Get a picture and send it to him.
Here, go to Felipe's. Grade that. Grade this. Look at this. If you guys are in the listening on the thing, you gotta check out the video. And then I'll send a picture. We'll post a picture. But yeah, grade that. Let us know what you think about Felipe's shiv.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna start a podcast called Homemade Shanks with Felipe Esparza and Prince Shank. Comedian. Homemade shanks with comedian Princess Shank.
Princess Shank.
The comedian?
Yeah.
That'd be funny. But yeah, it's pretty good, right? I did, bro.
Bro, that is, to me, I think that's a solid enough. Like,
I was all stoned, and I saw a lighter, and I saw a toothbrush. And I said, you know what? Because I remember I saw a guy
that's
on...
a nice vein
I saw a
right
guy
there,
on Locked Up. CMC Locked Up, and he was a guy that turned himself in. He's in a witness protection program now. And he was telling everybody how he made a shank, bro. And then he started melting a plastic cup, and then a plastic cup first, right? Like a foam.
Yeah.
Then it got hard, and then that fool put it in water, and it was all flat. Then he burned it again. It was turning in, and he put it in water again, and then it looked like a flat surface. And they started scraping it, bro. It was like this, bro.
Really?
Mine I just burned it, and I just started twisting it like this, and it started.
Did you scrape it on the ground after a while?
Yeah,
to get it nice and sharp?
and I had a nail file too, so it went.
Oh, dude, we should go to prison together, dude.
It's legal, right?
What? Having one of those?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I'll just tell TSA that it's a toothbrush.
I don't think you can take that to the airport. I don't think you should take that to the airport. But I do think we should do. You had another suggestion besides playing Monopoly, where we're out on the road this week, and I think we should also do this. We should have a
shank contest.
A shank contest.
And then everybody meets up in the lobby with them. And lay them in a crowd.
I'm fucking going for Rodrigo first.
We should, man, but you think it'll stink up the hotel? Or no, right?
You know what? We'll do it outside. Maybe we'll do it outside. Maybe we'll maybe we'll get one of those fancy rooms with the balconies, and we could do it out there.
Yeah, also you gotta make a handle too, because this one doesn't really have a handle.
That one doesn't, but I don't know, bro. Like, because all you need is that little piece right there, and you go right here, and then you rip, you pull, and they die.
You just keep doing it over and over, huh?
Yeah, like in Blood In, Blood Out, dude.
That should be a blood in, blood out Monopoly game, man.
Oh, what would the Blood In, Blood Out Monopoly
Fool,
game
you landed on chansa, homie. What does that mean? Bro. You're gonna get some chon. Do not pass go.
Bro, the brown ones are cells with Popeye. It's called.
You're still like to the first one? It's with Popeye, bro. All the ratas, homie. You gotta make it to the mesa.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, man. And then it'll be like the first one will be like your cellmate is Popeye, bro.
Bro, that would be hilarious.
Second one, bro.
The second brown one?
The second brown one, bro. You're working in the laundry with fucking Big Al. Eh?
You gotta give a chance, and you gotta put his finger in your mouth.
And bro, and now you get community chest, man. All the homies pitched in, man. They made you an M&M cake, but now you got diabetes. Pay $100 there for the doctor. Hey,
another one is you make good pruno, collect $200.
Oh yeah, man. Another one is you get a community chest, and it says, "Oh man, you just been taxed $500 each from the homies." Eh? But you don't have enough because you don't own hotels. So there's one, bro, where you gotta give up the chon.
You gotta give up the chon.
Yeah.
How much chon for each property can you give up?
You were sent to parole, eh? Orale.
Yeah, what's going to jail then if you're already in prison?
It'll be like you
freedom.
No, it'll be the shoe, bro.
The shoe.
Oh man, they found Felipe's toothbrush in your back pocket. You've been sent to secure housing unit.
Yeah, dude, that works. That works. I like this.
That'd be a good one.
That's a good one, dude. Actually,
What would be the main one? Park Place?
Park Place and Boardwalk. Boardwalk's the most expensive property on Monopoly. So what would Boardwalk and Park Place in Blood In Blood Out be? Boyle Heights?
It'll probably be like
the Piña and Cinco Puntos.
No, in the prison in the Blood In Blood Out one, it'll be Zodi's Homes.
Zodi's. And the other one's Cheap Times.
No, bro, that's over there with right after fucking right after Stick and Move. Eh?
You said Zodi's.
No, bro, the Cheap Times has to be right next to the jail, bro.
It does. It has to be next to the jail. It's because it's supposed to be Fresno.
That'd be a good one. Oh shit, you've been sent back to Vacaville. Pay $300.
Ah, dude, this is good.
Your homie got stabbed in Porterville.
In Porterville.
Your homie got
You got transferred.
Oh, you were in a car. Oh shit, you were sent back to prison for stabbing a podcaster. On Lames versus Levas podcast. You were
Lames versus Levas.
Oh. You've been talked by the IRS for running a Christian church. He goes, you've been ordered to serve 3 months at Victory Outreach.
You've been released to Victory Outreach.
You can make any shit Monopoly game.
Bro, any neighborhood.
You could have Monopoly game, the stand-up comedy Monopoly game.
Oh, no.
The first street will be the ha-ha.
Are you just talking about LA clubs?
I mean, the comedy in general, bro.
It'd be the ha-ha.
Comedy in general.
Politics will be the ha-ha.
No, bro, be the Paso comic strip. Oh, shit.
The El Paso comedy. I'm never getting.
Hey, you land on you get a chance card that says Leonard Velasquez took off with your money. You owe $300.
What?
You got booked with Andy Kurt. Go straight to jail.
You got booked with Andy Kurt, and they found pills in your jacket. Go straight to jail. Oh, bro, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
That's funny, man. The first street would have to be open micing, huh?
You got picked up by Pat Buckles.
Oh man, you just been sent to a bringer show.
Bring 5 friends with you.
Hey,
Bring 5 friends and pay $10 each.
Hey, fool, the little game pieces will be chicken tenders, hey.
What would the game pieces be, dude?
Oh, bro, the game pieces will be a little chicken wing, a little mic.
A little mic.
A little fucking notebook with jokes.
Yeah.
Hey, what do the chance cards be? Oh, shit. Fucking waitress sued you for sexual harassment.
Waitress you banged 5 years ago had a kid and is now claiming child support. You pay every player $20.
Waitress you gave crabs to is now an agent at fucking UTA and fires you, bro.
Oh my God! That is too real. That is too real. Bro, that is fucking so real, bro. You have no idea how real that it's so close to home. Oh God, dude. Oh man, that no one ever leaves comedy. That's that right there. That's
Well, the main one will be probably Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard, right?
The worst one would be fucking
So
Lancashire. That's who the haha is.
what would Boardwalk and Park Place would be like? What, like the Comedy Store and the Improv?
No, it'll be like the Comedy Mothership and the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Or Joe Rogan Experience and Kill Tony.
Yeah. You just got offered to do the Joe Rogan Experience. Go.
You get a card that says you've been
$200.
You've been Mencilia'd.
You've been Mencilia'd. You now have to write a whole new set or pay $500.
But then one of the cards would be cool, bro. You're out. Your career washed up, but now a big comic wants to buy your whole act for 45 G's.
Yes, dude. That's how you win the game right there.
You know how you what happened?
I'm out.
You've been sent straight to a triple run, no turning back.
Your car breaks down on a triple run, goes directly to jail.
Yes, bro. And you're gonna how about this one, bro?
You're stuck in Winnemucca.
He goes, you've been offered a gig to co-headline with Sam Bam. You've been asked to co-headline with Willie Barcena. But he's going to show up late to every show.
You got to share a hotel room with him. Oh, you got to show up late to every show.
He shows up late.
Bro, if you show up late, Willie's like, oh my God, dude.
You go headlining, but he shows up late every show, so he go headline.
Yeah. So he can close it out. You co-headline a show with Willie Barcena, but he shows up late. That's a great chance card.
That's a crazy one, huh?
Bro, that's so good, dude. You could do it with anything.
Living Your Life has made you an offer for your shitty comedy club.
Pass go.
They just found out you did a room outside the Improv. You can't headline there no more.
I'm so tempted to do
The general manager you hated from one club now owns another club you can't go to.
Wait, what was that again?
The general manager, you get a chance. Fuck, you just been kicked out of the club because the general manager that you punched that used to be a waiter is now the owner of that comedy club.
Again, that's too close to home. That's so close to home, bro. Comedy is so that, dude.
History for Foos podcast. We have shows coming up.
I'm gonna be in Kansas City with
this
you
week. Yeah, we're here.
and then
this Sunday.
No shows.
How about your
up.
show at the
one,
Improv? You still open up the Improv?
I'm still cold opening the Improv. I actually got to host a big show with Bobby Lee and all these other like really famous people, which is like when you get to get past the Improv, you get to cold open shows. Sometimes you get to open like cold open main room, but hosting is like kind of a big deal. And I'm really grateful to Rita because she pushed me right away into like hosting a main room show, which was a huge deal, especially when like that was sold out. But yeah, I'm still at it. Come by, see me, say hi, what's up? And if I have VIP tickets, I'll give you guys VIP tickets. But make sure to come by and say hi.
I'm doing a show in Los Angeles with a bunch of other comics. I don't know where it is, but go to FelipeWorld.com.
Yeah, just check us out on our
follow me on
pages.
Instagram, and you'll know exactly where I'm gonna be. When I perform in Los Angeles, I usually tell people the day before or 2 days before.
That's kind of a good idea.
Because I don't want you to show up from far away and realize I'm only doing 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I tell people that, bro, because sometimes people will come to the Improv and they'll either miss, like let's say they want to see Felipe Esparza and he didn't show up that night, or he showed up and they only did like a few minutes, and that's because like I tell people like in Hollywood, big comics go from show like from comedy club to comedy club, and sometimes someone might run long before they get on, and it makes them late to one of the shows, so they miss it. So if you guys want to see Felipe, you want to see his whole hour, you want to see him do his thing, go see him outside of Hollywood. If you want to see him in LA, then you're gonna only get a few minutes.
Also, man, keeping them worthless information here of Monopoly. There's over 300 different versions of Monopoly have been created, including theme editions like Star Wars, Pokemon, Game of Thrones.
Oh wow.
And we have South Park. I also have an original Monopoly game from back in the days. Also, I never really played with the rules, bro. We never really charged no one rent when I was a little kid. We never really passed out the right amount of money. We didn't even know how much money to pass out.
Right, yeah.
Whenever we pay the fines, like luxury tax and all that, we would leave it on top of the game. We never gave it to the bank, and whoever landed on free space would just
Free
take
space.
it.
That's the same thing with us, dude. Yeah.
But that's not even a part of the rules,
Right.
huh?
No, it's
But
not.
that's probably how Landlord's game was.
That's a made-up rule that people all made
That's
up.
probably about a land because the Monopoly game ain't no way nobody gets free money like that in the real Monopoly game.
Right.
Maybe an anti-Monopoly. Maybe a Landlord.
No one's offering you money to get started in this country, in this world.
Also, did you play that one rule where once you go all the way around, you got to go around one time before you could buy anything?
Yes. Dude, that's right.
But in a Monopoly Go computer game, you could buy shit right away.
Right. And or the Monopoly game that we're playing.
Yeah.
It goes different, but because you could, so if you go to custom rules, but I don't think that's
I
in the
never
custom
auctioned like in the Monopoly game, the real one, when I'm maxing right now on
Right.
the computer. Just say you land on Marvin Gardens. If you don't want to buy it, I didn't know that you could auction it.
Yes. So actually the rule is that if someone lands on it, if they don't want to buy it, like let's say you land on Vintner Avenue, if you don't want to buy it, then you could put it. Then it automatically has to go up for auction. When we would play, most commonly amongst friends, and I'd play with other people, you just didn't buy it and either gave the opportunity to someone else when they went by, but auctioning was kind of off the table. We read that in the book too, that auctioning kind of was hard for kids to do, so that's why the rule was left out. But the real rule is that when you land on a thing and you can't either afford it or you can't pay for it, it goes straight up for auction. Meaning like you could pay 100, 120 and it goes up from there. So, and it tells you in the game rules how to auction it off. So
Yeah, man.
but I'm playing I'm playing the online version, and this is free advertisement, I guess, for Monopoly. But if you guys want to send us some money, fucking send us some fucking money, you fucking cheap bastards. But the game is addicting as fuck, dude. Like when I was younger, I didn't play it all that much, and I didn't care. When we were doing this research, I started to play it, bro. I wasted a whole fucking day playing this game.
Also, Milton Bradley was bought. The Parker brother was bought by Hasbro.
By Hasbro, yeah.
Because as soon as you open the game, Hasbro
shows up, yeah. Anyway, see, Felipe's already into it now.
I've never played an electronic Monopoly. I just play regular board Monopoly.
Right, yeah.
And there was a comic who had a great joke about Monopoly.
Okay.
He goes, "This is how a typical Monopoly game ends. Fuck you, bitch! You win." It was Dane Cook telling his sister.
That's funny, dude. That's funny. I had one. Me and my ex-wife had one where it was credit card. Like everything was kept on a credit card. And,
Wow.
And so you would just.
Did you play the electronic one?
And then it had a little reader. It was an
Wow.
electronic one, and that was my favorite. 'Cause my biggest problem with Monopoly was like, the money stuff. How much to give out? How much each people had? And then how to do the percentages when you had to like break off houses and stuff.
I thought about a funnier one right now, Monopoly game.
Which one?
The Los Angeles stripper Monopoly game, bro.
Oh no!
Well, it's called stripper Monopoly, bro. And all the places are different streets where there's strip bars, bro.
That's funny.
And the first one will be Van Nuys, bro, because the worst strip bars.
Is that the worst strip bars?
Yeah,
I know
Sin.
nothing about the strip bars.
SYNN, Sin.
Sin.
Because right next to a gas station.
Of course it is in Van Nuys, dude. Yeah,
Right next to Galpin Ford.
I can't imagine none of the strip joints in LA are fancy or like.
And then the next one, bro, right next to that one is Bob's Classy Lady.
Nice.
You gotta park your car and go over a railroad track to get into that place.
Is that real? Are you fucking?
I'm not lying, though.
No, it's called Bob's Fancy Lady.
Bob's Classy Lady.
Dude,
bro.
We're
And
going
then
there right
and
after this,
Monopoly,
Ray.
and I mean the stripper Monopoly game. Hey, guess what? You just landed a Bob Classy lady. You want to open up a fucking fucking restaurant that closes at 2 p.m.
Buffet till 2 p.m. Titties after 2:30.
Oh man, what's the name of that fucking Oh man, what's the name of that downtown breakfast place by Be Real? It's not Denny's.
The pantry?
Nope, it's not Denny's. It's over there. It's Ghetto, bro.
I don't know.
It's by the you know there's a garment district. It's by the fruit produce district. And they have one also by the Coliseum too.
Huh? I don't know.
They only serve breakfast, bro, but they're known for their oh man, it has to do with gold miners, prospectors, frontiermen. Oh man, what's the other word? Prospector, gold miner, grinders, bro.
Okay, I'll check it out.
They're always in the hood. They're
I'll
always
check it
by
out.
alleys. Yeah. So what's up, everybody? Thank you for listening to History for Fools. Next week's subject, we're gonna talk about the braceros,
The braceros,
the
and
wetback.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't know.
I didn't want to.
What's it called, the wetback? What? Operation Wetback?
Operation Wetback, which is crazy, dude. That's a real word. I think we need to bleep this out of our or bleep that word, but it's called Operation W.
Why not, bro? We already said rife.
Okay, then we're good then.
Yeah.
All right, guys.